Oh, thank you.
Hey flowers, it is a very wet, gloomy, rainy, gross Saturday morning in March, and I have a few things to do today. I was woken up this morning to a hot cup of tea and a blueberry muffin by my lovely husband Luke. The small things that just kind of perk you up a little bit, just what you needed to start the day off with. I do like a gratitude journal every morning, which helps me to just kind of ground myself, and I really like focusing on the positive first thing in the morning. I find that quite often I wake up with anxiety just there, so I have found that using a gratitude journal helps to let that sit for a minute, but then it just kind of melts away because I'm replacing those thoughts with the positive energy, the positive vibes. I've also done some morning Bible like scripture meditation, which has been really nice and easy. I am kind of reintroducing myself back into my own faith. I kind of lost my way a bit with it. Felt like I had to put on a persona. I had to be a different person and I had to be stronger than I was. But I'm, like I say, reintroducing myself into it nice and easy. Today I have a couple of things to do. I've got some errands to run. It's very, very close to Mother's Day. I've got a couple of things to do for that. I need to get some Mother's Day presents because I am lucky enough, I am lucky enough to have 3 mothers to buy for, because I have my mum, my stepmom and my mother-in-law. It's nearly spring and I feel like Mother's Day is so perfect for that kind of that gift area where it's like new blooms and just beautiful sweet things that grace us with their presents this time of year. I'm also going to hopefully pick up some seeds today because we are really lucky and I'm so grateful that we have this. We have some really lush space around the side of our house that goes back to our parking spaces. It's looking a little bit boring at the moment, and what I really love is to be able to drive around the side of our house to my parking space and just like have my day made, because there are some blossoming flowers, colour, and just like I just want it to fill me with joy and fill me with happiness, and it's not doing that right now. So I'm going to go find some seeds and plant some flowers and encourage the bees to come and get their little pollination going and all that kind of stuff. And then we're also going to the hardware store to get some like interlocking, I don't know what they're called. I can see what they look like in my head, but it's no good when I can't find the words. We've got a shelf basically to go up on the wall, which is up on the wall already actually, but it can't take very much weight on the just 2 points that it connects to the wall. And we would really love to hang our big, giant, heavy microwave up on the wall in that shelf. I found a solution online where it's like brackets. Oh my gosh, that's the word, brackets. So these brackets, one side goes on the wall and it kind of like sticks out like this, and then one side goes on the shelf and they stick out like that, and then you place them over the top so they interlock, and then they're like really like heavily together, like they're not coming off the wall. Everything is going to be really secure, and we'll finally have our counter space back because the microwave takes up so much space, and my kitchen will be what it's meant to be. So I'm doing my skincare, fix my hair slightly. I put it in socks overnight, so like where you wrap the hair around the sock and then you use the bottom of it to kind of like clip it in. I've also started using my silk bonnet again, even though I'm not kind of wearing my hair natural, and that's because I found that I have a really kind of dry scalp at the moment, and the best thing for that is to kind of put it in a silk bonnet and allow the natural oils to go all the way through my hair. It will help my scalp kind of recover and become moisturised again, and I just would really like to have healthy hair. That is today, that is what we're going to do, so let's go and get ready. This is the shelf I was saying about. It's I can't remember what range it is, but it's from IKEA, and I got it off of Facebook Marketplace for £15. We are planning to put our microwave on this shelf, and we've got a little coffee bar situation going on down here, which needs to be finished off. But the other shelves I'm hoping to put like our cookbooks, still keeping a little bit of the decor on there, because this is really pretty as it is right now, and it's going to look ugly when there's a lovely microwave on top of it, but it doesn't matter, it's meant to be functional. So we built these like banquet storage seating for our kitchen table, which is working so well for us. Previously we didn't really know where to put the table before, so we had it we've actually had 3 separate dining tables in our kitchen. When we first bought our first table, we totally overestimated the space. We had a massive table, we could barely walk past it. We kept the chairs from that all the way through, so these are the same chairs. But we sold that one on Facebook Marketplace. Bought a round table, which we've still got, it's just kind of taken apart. We're saving it for some friends for when they move in together. And then I found this one again on Facebook Marketplace. It's extendable as well, so it works really nicely when we have guests over. But this whole space is very nearly finished. It just needs a little bit more tweaking. But that's what we're going to do. We are just about to have some lunch. I'm going to make us some cheese on toast because we are running out of things to eat in this house. We need to do a food shop very soon. But for now, cheese on toast and just a few little snacky bits I think will do. Organise your entire amazing, thank you. Like a lot, but these are all the seeds that we picked up from the garden centre today. The space we have outside is actually quite big, so that's why I've picked up so many. There's a really nice healthy mix of colours and like different types of flowers here, and a lot of them tend to bloom between end of May to the end of summer, so they'll go all the way through. I'll have some really nice flowers to pick for some like homemade floral bouquets, which will be really lovely. So I'll show you the small packets first. I am a real big fan of pink when it comes to like feeling joy and just feeling happy in general. So there are quite a lot of like pinky purpley colours, and then I basically just picked out a bunch that I was like, yeah, I actually just really like that. I've got some Cosmos, and I've got 2 lots of those actually, and they're both pink, but these ones are more of an like ombre white pinky tip colour. I'm having some of them. And then those ones are just kind of a nice mix of pink. So you've got kind of like the lighter ones and the darker ones. So I thought they would go really nice, just kind of scattered wherever. I've got some really lovely marigolds. I just like the colour, and I think that pop of orange is sometimes needed. I've also got some sweet peas because I just like the name, sweet peas. So pink and purple, white and purple for those ones. I thought I could do with some nice little kind of filler flowers. I'm going to say it's Alison, but I'm I'm not entirely sure, but it's also known as carpet of snow. And then I also picked up poached eggplant, which I thought were really pretty actually, and I can see why they call it poached eggplant, because it looks like the little yellow yolk in the middle, and then the white kind of petals on the end, which is really gorgeous. I've also got dahlias, which in general I just think are such a beautiful flower, and they look like they've been painted. Like that is real on the packet, but it just looks so like an artist has come along and just painted each petal, and I just love that. And then cornflowers, because I love cornflower blue. They kind of a purpley colour as well though, and I just think, yeah, I'll have some of that, like fluffy flowers. I also stumbled across these bigger packets of seeds. One of them is an Easy Annuals collection, so they'll come back every year, which I think is really nice. And the other one is just a scatter and grow collection, so you can just, rather than having to like pot them first, you can kind of just go along and scatter them as you want to. So in this one I've got cornflowers again, there's like a purpley pink mix in that one. There's Love in a Mist, poppies and sunflower, and there's all like that colouring, which will just stand out so nicely just in and around the flower beds, and I'm planning on having a lot of them, so we will see what it looks like when it blooms, but I'm sure it'll be beautiful. And then in this one I've got the Calendula Sunset Cornflower Polka Dot. I love that. It sounds like it's going to a party. Golden Jewels, and then more poppies, but they're kind of like a more peony poppy. And they're all a mix of colours again as well. So they're all we got kind of seed-wise. We did also manage to pick up some plants for our mums for Mother's Day. I won't show you them because this video will be coming out before Mother's Day and I don't want to give the game away, but we brought them nice pots to go in and things like that as well, so looking forward to gifting those. I'll make sure to post maybe on my Instagram or in a later vlog what those are, because I did actually get some for myself. I'm looking at them, that's kind of like why I'm gazing towards the corner of the screen, because I'm like, oh, they're so pretty. The only other thing really to tell you is I wanted to share with you one of the books that I've read recently. Like, it had such a sweetness to it, and it was just one of those ones that like I would usually have called it a filler book to read between like other more heavy books, but actually I really love this genre as just like a standalone kind of uplifting, breezy, fills your cup basically when you've read it. So and that is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and I know this is definitely an autumnal book. It's very obvious from the front cover, which I absolutely love, just that kind of art style, but like the colouring and everything. I did see it on TikTok, I want to say in September last year, and it was all the rave on BookTok, so I definitely have missed out not reading it until now. But I got it as a gift from my husband because he did me an advent calendar this year, but he did it book themed, so he got me loads of books, and I haven't even gotten through most of them, but this was one of them, and this was kind of like top of my list, so I did read it. It's a beautiful love story. It's one of those ones where you're like really frustrated at those two people, and you're just kind of like, if you just communicated you would be fine, but that's how all great love stories obviously have to happen in books and films and all those kind of things. But I think you guys would really like it. The other thing that I have done, my vlog post came out and it was called Magic of Books, or The Magic of Books. And it has a little sweet surprise in there for you, which is a downloadable PDF book tracker for you to kind of write the books that you've read, or even if you want to kind of use it as your TBR. It works with GoodNotes and all the other kind of doodling apps that you might want to use, but it's just there on my blog for free, so I'll put some links down below to that, and my Instagram and my TikTok and things like that. We've also started work now on that shelf that I was showing you earlier. We're just having a little bit of trouble drilling through the shelf itself, because in order to attach it, I was just seeing actually if I can show you the brackets that we got. So these are the brackets, and one side has to go on the wall kind of like that, and then the other side goes on the shelf. and they interlock like that. So we do have some really like heavy duty fixings to go in the wall, but the way I worked it out was that we needed to drill through in the metal in our shelf to be able to attach one of these to it. The issue we're having is that our drill bits aren't made for metal specifically, and they're not, the metal is like thicker than we thought originally. I'm kind of like, I can see it on the floor and I've like made a hole and it's not even a hole all the way through, so we'll see where that goes. But that is everything for this weekend, and I just want to say a massive thank you if you have watched all the way through this first video. I am really hoping to grow this channel and make it into kind of the dream that I've envisioned for so long. I actually started YouTube when I was, oh my gosh, I would have been like 17. So that was almost 10 years ago, and I guess I just never had the courage to keep going with it, and I'd really like to do that this time and just keep pushing myself and have the confidence to just get myself out there. So if you've enjoyed it, please give it a like. Go and find me on my other socials. I'm there all the time on my stories on Instagram. I try and post quite regularly on TikTok as well. That's more of like a little bits that happen throughout my week and my day. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, my flowers, and I hope you have a brilliant week. I will see you very soon.